Hi, it's Megan. I got the new Becca Shadow and Light Bronzer Contour Perfector. Becca is a new brand for me, but I'm really enjoying the brand because I like a more natural look a lot of the time. Sometimes I go wild and like to do all the blues and the purples and whatever else and just go crazy, but a lot of the time, especially when I'm busy, I just like an easy, no fuss, get ready in a minute kind of look. It's just practical and realistic. So this is what it looks like. It comes, I like the Becca packaging a lot. And then it's got a mirror, which I won't show on camera. And then you have the two colors. And so these are $40. They are 0.28 ounces. And according to Becca, it's a duo with contrasting creamy powder shades that create the ultimate always bronze, never orange, burnish glow. What I thought was interesting, and I'm going to read, the dynamic powder formula includes 2 shades of bronzing color to warm the complexion and add dimension. Using contrasting black and white gold undertones, the darker shadow bronze creates dimension while the lighter bronze creates natural looking light and lift with a subtle touch of shimmer. So, what does that actually mean? What I love about these colors, and I'll swatch them, I have outdoor swatches, but bronzers never show that well swatched, in my opinion. So there's the lighter one. What I love about these is that they don't have an orange or yellow undertone. So this one right here almost is like a brown with a little bit of a beige undertone, so they're a little bit cooler tone than some bronzers. Do the other one. The other one, the darker one, it's a little bit of a stiffer formula. So the darker one's a matte, and the lighter one has a slight shimmer to it. For some it's going to be too shimmery, for some it's not going to be shimmery enough. It's kind of that in between. But the darker one has like a red-brown undertone. And I can see what they mean by black. I don't really see any black in it, but because it doesn't have that orange or yellow undertone, but rather this reddish brown, it's a lot better for shading. And then with this lighter one, I use it as a highlight. I've got kind of medium light skin, but I can actually do a lot darker colors than on my skin than a lot of people with seemingly skin tones similar to mine. So what I do, and I get about 8 hours wear with this. It blends beautifully. I think the lighter shade blends a little bit better than the darker. I don't like the size of these. You can't fit a full bronzer brush, so I've been using a blush brush, which works fine. So what I do with it is, to get a contour, I dip it in the darker one, and then I dot it, right? And I have just a little bit of blush on as well, because it looks a little, I don't know, I need the blush to, I don't want to criticize it, I need the blush to look balanced. It looks a little too brown otherwise. So I dot this, and then right in here to get a little bit of a, and then I use it to line, you know, you're basically creating your face bones with a contour shade like this. And then I take the lighter gold, and I dot it right on top of my cheekbones, and then I also put it today as an eyeshadow, which I do a lot actually. It gives a slight kind of goldish, bronzy glow to your eyelids, and you don't look overdone, you just kind of look naturally glowy and sun-kissed and all that. And then I just dotted a little blush on like that. So overall, I really love it. And the reason why I love it, I think I said $40, right? First of all, the wear, 8 to 10 hours is what I get. That's good. I like that. I like the colors because they don't have the yellow or the orange undertone, so I find them a lot more useful. I like the fact that you've got an almost matte or a matte, and then one with slight shimmer, but not too much glitter. And then I like the undertones to this. I'm not fully understanding the white gold and the black gold. Is that what they call it? The white and black gold undertones. I don't fully understand that, but I do know on the skin it just looks more natural on me, and that's pretty much what matters. I find it a very useful product. The downside is that you have to use a blush brush instead of a full bronzer brush unless you're more coordinated than I am, but overall I really like it. I think that's it. If you have it, I would love to hear. I think this will work with cooler skin tones than a lot of bronzers just because of the undertones, and I think, but I'm not sure, so that's what I'd love to hear. If you're in the middle spectrum of coloring, you're going to be able to use it for different things, but most people will be able to use it for contouring and highlighting. Not so sure if you're super light or super dark, so I'm curious about that. If anyone has it and has comments, please subscribe on YouTube. And then on YouTube, I'm doing a book called Masks, a novel about makeup and the masks we wear, which I'm putting up chapter by chapter, and I'm going to put a link to those chapters in the description.